Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and welcome back to Black American Lineage. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all you do to support this channel. Today, we're going to talk about a man who took black hair care to another level. Now, we know about Madame C.J. Walker. She was the first woman millionaire in the United States of America, and she did it coming out of slavery with hair care. She created hair care products for black women who were struggling with hair loss and what to do with their hair after coming out of 246 years of slavery, where their hair had really not been a concern. But now, moving into society and building communities and an infrastructure for black Americans, they wanted to present themselves in a better light. They had the time to do it now, and they had the desire to improve themselves. So she came up with products that helped them with their beautification, let's say. But then coming into the 20th century, in the middle of the 20th century, there was another need for better products for black hair care. Enter George E. Johnson, maker of Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen, and Afro Sheen products. He picked up where Madame C.J. Walker left off and took black hair care to a whole new level. I think we all remember Afro Sheen. Those Afro Sheen commercials were really, really something back in the 70s and the 80s. So I'm going to talk about him today, the man who took black hair care to another level. George Johnson, 97, shares his inspiring journey. He may not be as spry as he used to be, and we haven't heard much from him in decades. But at 97 years of age, George E. Johnson's memory is sharp as a tack. The man who put black hair care on the map has gratitude that goes all the way back to the beginning. He said, "My mother brought me to Chicago when I was 2 years old in 1929, and I thank God for her every day because she got me out of Mississippi." Well, she brought him out of Mississippi. This man's story is very instructive for people who think that black Americans have just been languishing in America in poverty and not making any progress. There are hundreds of George E. Johnsons in black America. And so the fact that America doesn't want the history told tells us that America doesn't want the world to know how productive and progressive we've been even since 1929 and before. But this is the story of George E. Johnson, the maker of the Johnson hair care products, and it is a very inspiring story. On a February day in the late 1950s, Johnson met Barbara Orville Nelson in an elevator at Chicago's Fuller Products Company. Johnson worked at the company as a chemist. At the time, it was the largest black owned cosmetics business in the country. Nelson had developed a hair straightening product for black hair and hoped the company could help him take it to the next level. But afraid of competition, Fuller turned him away. So I told him, "I work in the lab, and if you give me your card, and when I get some time, I'll come and see if I can help you," Johnson said. Johnson put the card in his dresser drawer, and 2 months his entrepreneurial curiosity got the best of him, so he stopped by Nelson's shop. "When I walked in the door, I was shocked," he said. "That barber shop was so busy, no place to sit, no place to stand. All four chairs were busy, and they were moving their hands like they were racing. They were straightening the hair to get it straight enough to put a finger wave in it. Back in the day, black people with traditionally thick curly hair wanted to fit into white culture, hoping to be hired for jobs. So they took the curl out by straightening it with chemicals. Johnson ended up partnering with Nelson to perfect the product. With Johnson's help and expertise, this new product would revolutionize the African American man's hair care business. Johnson borrowed $250 from a loan company to start the business, not easy for a man of color in those days. It took a couple of tries and a lie that he needed the money to take his wife on a vacation. He got the check and raised the other $250 from friends. At a time when black people were offered or denied opportunities depending on the styling of their hair, Johnson's products helped black people see themselves as the beautiful, multifaceted people they are, said Ariane Nettles, author of We Are the Culture: Black Chicago's Influence on Everything. Johnson's Afro Sheen commercials envisioned black people as world leaders, flight attendants, physicians, artists, and figure skaters, a departure from the subservient caricatures portrayed in the past. Those ads played during commercial breaks for Soul Train, the colorful dance program that, with Johnson's support, became the first black nationally syndicated show. Yeah, that's where I remember those commercials from. Those commercials were uplifting and they verified the fact that black is beautiful. Johnson is hair care royalty, said Sonia Harper, founder of the Curl Clinic, which hosts community workshops to teach women how to treat their natural curls and coils while enjoying other hairstyles we love. Yes, he really is hair care royalty because he brought it out there in the open and did fabulous commercials and made us really feel good about our hair. And Ultra Sheen is still going strong. George E. Johnson is legendary in the black American hair care business, and he made a great contribution to black American hair care by creating a product that would lead to the founding of his Johnson Products Company, a multi-million dollar hair care company that defined a generation of waves, afros, and hot comb presses. His company is also the first African American company to be traded on the New York Stock Exchange. By 1966, leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. were visiting his two-story headquarters in Chatham to meet the black man behind the sheen, Mr. Johnson says proudly. But in 1957, he created Ultra Sheen, which was a revolutionary hair straightener that could be used at home for women. Johnson Product created several lines, including Afro Sheen. Afro Sheen, one of his best known products, was released in the late 1960s at a time when the Afro became a popular hairstyle for black Americans. Over the next few decades, Johnson Products continued to grow, focusing its efforts on not only its products line, but on training cosmetologists on the proper usage as well, because we all know that those straighteners, some of them have lye in them and they are very damaging to your scalp. So I guess that's what he's talking about. In 1964, he founded Independence Bank, and during the 1970s, he became the exclusive sponsor behind the nationally syndicated dance show Soul Train. In 1971, Johnson Products became the first black American owned company to be listed on the American Stock Exchange. So that's a correction. I said the first to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange, but it's the American Stock Exchange. Also in 1971, George Johnson became the first black American to serve on the board of directors of Commonwealth Edison. I think that's the power company in Illinois. George Johnson received the Horatio Alger Award in 1981 and the Babson Medal in 1983. He also received an honorary Doctor of Commercial Science degree from College of the Holy Cross in 1975 and an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from Babson College in 1976. How impressive! George Johnson was married to Joan Betty Henderson, whom he met while they were students at Phillips High School. Johnson and Henderson wed in May 1950 and divorced in 1989. The couple remarried in 1995. Together they had 4 children: Eric, Joan, John, and George E. Johnson, Jr. They remained married until her death in 2019. Mr. Johnson, at 97, is retired, but his company is being run by his son, George E. Johnson, Jr. So, congratulations to this family, and this shows the progress that has been made in Black America by Black Americans of all ages and from all generations. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up and have a good evening.